Well, the Rays take 2 of 3 from the Cleveland Guardians in exciting walk-off fashion, but some other speculation that came through on social media overshadowed the Rays weekend, I would say.
And so we're going to talk about something we don't want to talk about, and you're going to hear about something you don't want to hear about starting right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. You can also find us on the social medias at Locked On Rays. Also, email us anytime with your mailbag questions, comments, concerns, hot takes, lockedonrays@gmail.com. All right, let's get right into it. First, the Wander Franco social media news, speculation, rumors, whatever it may be, that he is allegedly or was allegedly in a relationship with a 14-year-old girl. That broke when? On Sunday during the game, before the game? I just saw it pop up. I don't know where it originated, but it just matriculated to the point that legitimate members of the media have been asking questions, and it's even reached the point of getting on MLB.com and Jeff Passan writing and discussing about it. So this is wild and crazy and unbelievable.
Yeah, and you can definitely have a few more adjectives thrown in there. People were clamoring for somebody like Jeff Passan to say something about it. But again, I think people are like, oh, they're hiding this. It's like, no, they're not hiding this. They're being actual journalists.
Yeah.
Can't just put things out there and because you could damage somebody's reputation, right? I mean, you have to do your due diligence. You've worked as a journalist. You can't just jump in there and say anything that you want, can you, Kevin?
There's something called libel and slander.
Yeah. Okay. So, the Twitter heads don't know about that because they didn't go to school, obviously, or they're stuck in their mom's basement wearing no avatar or profile picture and having Cheeto on their beard. So finally Passan comes out and says what he said. Like you see if you're on YouTube, and of course you're hitting that like button on that subscribe button. He did not travel with the team to San Francisco. They're doing an investigation. He could be placed in the restricted list. This is insanity, man. It's crazy. This is one of the things that with this podcast, I think it has been great for us, like, getting to talk about baseball, and which is the thing that we like, that we love. And we've been able to meet so many people from all across the globe, which is so cool. It's one of the best things about this podcast. But when this stuff happens, this is just, it's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't.
Yeah. And the Rays did release a statement, quote, "During today's game, we were made aware of the social media posts that are circulating regarding Wander Franco. We take the situation seriously and are in close contact with Major League Baseball as it conducts its due diligence." And then I wanted to try to bring up Jeff Passan's couple of tweets that he put forth just for the context purposes of it. Just give me 1 second. I had it saved, but then I misplaced it. Here we go. Tampa Bay shortstop Wander Franco did not, let me start from the beginning. MLB is looking into the social media post and has yet to verify the information. This early in the process, without confirmed facts, Franco could be placed on the restricted list or administrative leave. The Rays, when asked about Franco not being on the plane, declined comment. So that's what Jeff Passan put out as well.
Two things, and I know you're going to talk about this in the third segment. And if you are on YouTube, you know what we're talking about. But the roster move for Basabe,
that was surprising.
It was surprising. But you're telling me that the organization that rarely moves up players until they're like super ready. Like they've already got gray hairs from being ready in that level. You're telling me that the same day that he gets the call up, this is happening? I'm sorry, I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
So what are you suggesting, that the Rays knew that something was about to break and blow up the day or a couple of days beforehand?
Yeah, they had to. I mean, the coincidences. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy that. I'm not gonna buy that. It was just a coincidence. Yeah, we coincidentally called up the only shortstop that we trust with the glove there, and oh whoa, we can't play Wander Franco anymore. Come on, I mean, let's not be so naive, people. I'm sorry.
Why didn't they call up Vidal Brujan?
Yeah, I wonder why. I think actually, for those that don't know why, Vidal Brujan, I think, has been optioned 4 times this year. And remember that he, the Lewis Head option rule.
Right. Yeah.
It's
The
5
rule
maximum.
that Lewis Head built.
Yeah, look at that. The Lewis Head, what's it called when the tradition or no, when you leave a legacy? The Lewis Head legacy is the options. So he can be optioned more than 5 times this year. So, and if he does, he has to be placed onto waivers, which means that they could lose Vidal. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not buying the fact that it's a coincidence. I'm sorry. Like teams know this, and we've talked to front office people, and they have told us they know more than normal people about not only stats, but like they know things.
Right. Yeah.
That's their job. Just like your job as an electrician is to know, hey, if I do this red cable to the yellow cable, this whole thing is going to blow up. Well, it's the Rays front office to know everything and anything about their team because they're assets.
Right.
So I'm not going to believe that.
No, for sure. And we have more to discuss on this, but first we have to tell you about Gametime. Gametime is the place for last-minute ticket deals. Forget planning months in advance. Gametime has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. So get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Gametime guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Gametime will credit you 110% of the difference. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. Get images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Just buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you are completely set. Then tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through that email of yours. So snag the tickets without the stress with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guarantee. So with the Wander Franco stuff swirling around, it got me thinking about a couple of things. One, I wonder if these allegations prove to be correct and true. Clearly, he's done in a Rays uniform and done in a Major League Baseball uniform. But what does that mean for the $182 million guaranteed? Is there some sort of out clause or some situation that would alleviate the Rays having to pay him that bucket full of money, multiple bucketfuls of money?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I've heard this from David Sampson, friend of the pod, who has talked about this in a few episodes. They do have like a subject clause or like a character clause, or maybe it's called the integrity clause, just like the Hall of Fame. I forget. But yeah, if they do something like this, they don't have
not related to on the field performance, but some off the field major transgression. And this
would this would be under that umbrella of major transgression. I do want to say something about these rumors circulating toward Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. And this is going to maybe sound a little not elitist, but or show off, but I don't care. If you don't speak a language, then don't say that you know what something means.
Yeah.
When something is in Japanese, I don't say, oh, it means this, because now that gets the ball rolling. So for all of you on Twitter that have no profile picture, that have no profile name, that are just basically bots, and you are now using screenshots in a language that you don't speak,
Yes.
that you can't even understand, and then you're saying, oh, this probably means that, I don't like you. Don't like you. And I would say that to your face if you ever were a human enough with enough courage to say, hey, I'm that guy. Because you probably are not, because you're not putting your face or your name towards that. So I beg the people that are smart and that do show their face and their name on social media, don't believe people that are saying, oh, that screenshot means this, that screenshot means that. It doesn't. I've seen multiple instances, and Kevin, I've been so close to quote tweeting them and just like tearing them to shreds.
Do it. Let's do it.
But I've held my tongue. I've held my tongue, and I've held the tweet button. My thumb has not pressed.
Not tweeting. You're posting or Xing.
Oh yeah, Xing. Oh my gosh, that's such an inappropriate thing to say about this subject right now. I'm Xing. No, look, so yeah, that would be my thing. Don't believe anybody that's saying this means that in Spanish, because multiple times I've seen people just get it completely wrong. So don't believe that. Please, please don't believe that. And don't put it on Google Translate. Just, if you want, DM me, and I can help you out with that. If I know you and possibly met you in real life or have had conversations in the past and I can trust you, I will tell you what it means. But don't believe anybody out there that's saying that something means something when they clearly do not speak the language. And Kevin, that really, that bleeping bothers me.
And conversely, if you want to know about Midwest speak or Florida speak, you can come to me with all your questions and inquiries there. Yeah, here's the other thing about social media is, because I was reading the comments and it's snowballing and going wild. And then you have people, again, I don't know anything at this point. I just know what's been screenshotted and put out. And, it is gaining momentum for better or worse. But this idea that people are just saying, oh, she's not 14. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that she's not? Because she has a bottle of vodka and she's holding a baby and a couple Instagram photos. So she can't be a niece. She can't have a niece or a nephew, and teenagers have never had a drink before. Like,
yeah,
where are you going with that? So I think we should just, as best as we can, let the investigation play out and let cooler heads prevail. But I'll tell you, it would, to me anyway, because this has been a weird Wander Franco year, between being, quote, a bad teammate and then having some major struggles before he's been on a real heater as of late. It might explain, if this has been something he's dealing with, the blackmail situation, whether it's a 14-year-old or a 20-year-old posing as a 14-year-old. That is something that can't be easy to deal with while you're trying to be one of the best players in baseball.
I don't want to be that AP Lit teacher or AP Lit nerd that goes like, well, the curtains were blue because the character was really feeling a little bit somber about what had happened 3 chapters back. And so that's what the author is trying to say with the, no. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah.
If this is something that blackmail or DMs about, hey, give me this, oh, give me that, hey, I'm going to come forward, I'm going to take everything you want, everything you own. Yeah, maybe that would hack into somebody's psyche, and that would explain a downturn in their production on the field. And when things happen to you in life, everybody can attest to that. Sometimes it does go further than where that relationship is. I mean, if it's a working relationship, maybe you're bringing that toxicity back home to your family. Or if it's a toxicity happening in your family home, maybe you bring that out to your friends or to your workspace. Like, those things permeate. So why wouldn't that permeate in Wander Franco's life to the production on the field? Again, I don't want to make 2 + 2 = 4, but I don't think that's a leap in faith of saying, like, if somebody's going through a horrible, stressful thing in their personal life, yeah, maybe it will seep into their working life.
Yeah. Whether they're the reason for it, they caused it or not. I mean, it's still a distraction, something that you have to deal with that prevents you from being at your peak level and performance. So this is, I mean, whatever comes out of this investigation, it's certainly terrible news and terrible update for the Rays because they are, as presently, without, one of the best players in baseball. Then you have the shock in all of it in a distraction for the team. So you hope the team can stay together and move through this, but it's certainly not easy. I mean, 1 week you lose Shane McClanahan, you have Tyler Glasnow coming back tonight, but you're without Shane, you're without Wander, at least temporarily. And then there's always going to be that scuttlebutt, that speculation, that internal discussion. You don't think teammates are talking about it right now? Like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? And then if he returns to the team, like, how do you? Kevin Cash has quite a job on his hands. That entire franchise has quite a job on their hands right now.
You don't have to have a daughter or a sister or a mother to feel disgusted when you hear things like that. But if you have a daughter, if you have a mother, if you have a sister,
yeah,
it's going to be very difficult to not react negatively to that. So hopefully, this all is just dies in speculation, like Kevin Cash said during the post game. They asked him about it.
Yeah,
was Wander's day off just a day off, or was it just because of the? And he said, "I know there's speculation. I'm not going to talk about that, but yes, it was just a day off."
On snapback hat giveaway.
Oh,
talk about the worst timing for giveaways. You had the Shane McClanahan bobblehead, which I saw you gobble up, and then you have the Wander Franco snapback hat. I mean, come on.
Unreal, bro. Unreal how bad that timing was for that hat. My goodness.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, man. Like, I mean, we're here to talk about baseball, but this just gained some. We were talking about it, texting like, oh yeah, just a light mention when this was whole happening, but
yeah,
we wake up and it's everywhere. It's a shame, man, because if we just now shift a little bit towards baseball people, and I hope you understand that we're not lawyers, we're not investigators, so like we've talked enough about what we know,
right?
That's it.
We really I don't know what much more that we can say other than I hope this doesn't tear the team apart. Besides, I mean, hopefully with the investigation and everything, that if it is in fact true that justice is brought and Wander Franco is taken care of one way or the other. But the on the field aspect is, how do you deal with it and handle it? And you hope you have enough leaders in the clubhouse to move you forward and to move beyond the distraction, which is a very, very difficult challenge, because it's one thing if it was just a bit player, somebody that, has had a cup of coffee in the league, but when it's your literal face of the franchise, he's on pretty much every billboard driving through the Tampa Bay area.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like it is. Yeah.
Oh, this is, yeah. I hadn't even thought about that, son. I mean, El Patron billboards, like, oh my goodness. Like you can't that. Yeah. This is the potential of being the most catastrophic thing to happen to Tampa Bay sports. And I'm not even a Lightning guy, and I'm not a Bucks guy. I mean, I hope they always do the best for being a hometown, but like, I don't even know those two franchises, and I already know that if this were to come to fruition, that it actually did happen, this would be the biggest thing that happened in Tampa Bay sports.
The communication staff on Tampa Bay, I mean, everybody's got a difficult, challenging job at this point, but it's going to go from probably within minutes, hours, whatever it may be. It's going to go from a sports conversation to a national, international media conversation. I would say before the day is over, you'll see CNN, Fox News, all those types of outlets picking it up and discussing it, which is unfortunate. And then you're going to have a bunch of inquiries based off of that. So I am really interested and curious as to how the Rays will play in the
Hot
series
take.
coming ahead. Like I'm just trying to think just a little bit outside the boxes because Sunday's game was a dud. Was that dud because of what transpired news-wise, rumor-wise?
Again, that people talk. We live in a world where information is not just like in a vacuum. Once something goes out in anti-social media, it gone. The limit of its spread. The limit does not exist. It's like a damn asymptote. And if you don't know what that means, well, you don't remember your calc classes. Look, so I don't even. Okay, hot take here. Take here. This team without Wander Franco cannot win the World Series.
No.
This team without Wander Franco and can't go deep into the playoffs. I'm sorry.
I would even flip it and say this team with Wander Franco, after everything that's come out, can't win the World Series.
This is huge. This is not like, and the more we talk about it, the more the scope gets bigger and bigger. Now you're talking to CNN, Fox News, all those talking about it. Like, how does that not infiltrate the clubhouse? Like their mood. These are human beings. I know a lot of Rays fans just think that they're not humans and they're just like points on a spreadsheet because they don't touch grass. So that's their issue. These are human beings. Mental health is a real thing. Spreadsheet people. And if you don't know, that's a shame. It's okay to say mental health is important. I don't know how that doesn't help. This doesn't help. And I don't see this team, any team, surviving these types of news and then holding the World Series trophy. Like that doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah. All right. So I think that kind of puts a bow on the Wander Franco discussion as of now. I'm sure there'll be much more to come out in the next coming days, weeks, whatever it may be. Yeah. But as far as the weekend goes, the Rays taking 2 of 3 from the Guardians and 2 of those 2 wins in amazing walk-off fashion. Wander Franco involved in one of those. Just any big takeaway or overarching theme from that? It seems like a million years ago based on what's come out the last several hours. So,
well, on Friday, the bullpen kind of blew it up there, everybody. So that sucked.
Tampa Bay passed balls. We should rename their team name.
Yeah, that was just a messy game, and Wander Franco came through again. The guy came through, and then on Saturday, it was a very kind of sloshy game. It kept dragging on, and they had some shots to do some damage. They didn't take them, and then in the 9th inning, Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau, Yandy Diaz, they all got their job done. Brandon Lau, good for you for hustling. That's the Tampa Bay Rays team that I know. A guy that's not known for his sprint speed, hustling for an infield hit. Beautiful to see. Then Randy, big swings early in the count. And then somehow, somewhere, he just said what we were all screaming from. I was screaming it from left field. Shorten your bleeping swing, shorten it. He must have heard me, and he shortened it, man, and he came through. And those times, like, that's why it's so funny to me that people say clutch doesn't exist. Okay, tell that to Randy Rosarena that clutch doesn't exist. And he came through, man. That was lovely to see. And then Sunday was a dud. But it did have a positive that you wanted to talk about, Kevin.
Yeah, just congrats to Ulises Basabe for whatever reason the call-up was made. It's always an accomplishment when a guy gets that opportunity, and had a couple highlight reel plays at the plate and in the field as well. I hope he doesn't turn into another Vidal Brujan, because I know that kind of profile and scouting report is similar of, he can play second, he can play short, he can play third, bat to ball skills, not really much power to speak of. And as much as we talk about the importance of putting the ball in play, and you can do damage on balls that are hit and placed in the infield. I mean, we saw that over the course of the weekend between Randy Arozarena and Manny Margot and Brandon Lau. You have to add a little bit of variety. So hopefully Basabe, if he does have some staying power, that you see more gap-to-gap hits and not just choppers. But, everything looks, good from his perspective on what he could be. He's never going to be Wander Franco. He's never going to be, I don't think, a superstar, but he could be, a solid piece that was acquired in the Nate Lowe trade. So I'll be watching closely to see how he does, and hopefully elevates this team going forward. A lot of pressure on him for sure. Without Wander, without Taylor Walls, it's next man up, next man up, next man up. And you've got the opportunity as this team is in the heat of a playoff race. So we'll see if he can take advantage of it. Not easy to do as a 22-year-old, but he's got, I think, roughly, 1,500 made minor league at bats to his name. So even though he is young at 22, he does have, he has gotten a lot of action and gotten a lot of playing time. So we'll see what he can do from there.
And he has played in the Venezuela Winter League. I have seen him play. This last season wasn't so good for him, but I think he was only there for like a handful of games. But in that raucous environment, like this guy's not gonna get trust me, he's not gonna get oh my god, Yankee Stadium, people are loud. Like that's not gonna happen with Ulises. So like you said, hopefully he doesn't turn out to be a Vidal Brujan, Venezuelan bump all the way, and
what's good for him too is that he rarely strikes out. He's got the bat to ball skills, which is great. And he, similar to Harold Ramirez, he really swings hard, swings out of his shoes. So maybe there's a little bit of it kind of dekes or confuses the defense a little bit of, oh my gosh, this swinging so hard. This guy is swinging so hard, and it's a CNI single. So there could be some of that to his game as well. All right. I'm sure people have a lot of, I don't even know if I want to look at the live chat and YouTube comments after this one, but I'll be curious to see what comes forth on that, because everybody has an opinion on Wander Franco presently.
And guess what? Drop him down in the comments. Again, the live chat only gets, it only gets read during the live chat. I mean, you can see the replay, but you can't actually, interact with people in the live chat. So make sure to leave it on the comment board, on the comment section, if you want your voice to be heard by more than, a handful of people in the live chat.
All right. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.